The romantic architecture of the modern urban underworld is rarely a matter of soft, moonlit longing. It is a meticulously calibrated, high-pressure infrastructure designed to filter the mundane, reality-consuming gaze of the uninformed public. And in My Vampire, the sharp, atmospheric, and lethally paced inaugural movement of E. Everly's My Supernatural Boyfriend saga, the concept of a paranormal romance is re-engineered into a high-stakes, arcane industrial survival thriller. Everly, the master locksmith of this blood-gilded, conspiracy-riddled, and spellbinding odyssey, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and humor-laced masterpiece that treats the act of interspecies courtship not as a social statement, but as a perilous, reality-anchoring necessity. This isn't a story of whimsical, candlelit wooing. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a foothold in a city where the supernatural social hierarchy has a predatory agenda. The perilous collision between a desperate protagonist's search for stability and the absolute, unchecked malice of an ancient, blood-bound entity that views mortal affection as a contaminant to its ecosystem. And the terrifying truth that when you engage with a supernatural boyfriend, you don't just witness a connection, you synthesize a reality-stabilizing buffer against the encroaching, sanity-eroding void. Everly hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A talented, disenfranchised mortal, forced to defend their partner's secrets against a series of supernatural invasions, find themselves bound to a legacy that requires the systematic, tactical manipulation of nature's own unrefined magic to survive. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the vampire stitching, a state of hyper-rational, desire-infused perception that forces them to parse the fundamental, reality-rewriting intent of their partner's undead magic. As they traverse the oppressive, armor-cluttered corridors of the city's highest penthouses and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated archives of the skyscraper's borderlands, they realize that their protection is not merely a service provision, it is a systemic catalyst that is drawing the attention of the Shadow Wardens, entities that hunt those who dare to master the history that consumes reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated disappearance of the city's most valuable, magically charged artifacts quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the entire metropolitan structure has been covertly funded by the very darkness they are working to keep at bay. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending research project, the constant, suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical, improvised spellweaving, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their truth be redacted by the building's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. Everly's writing style is unapologetically rhythmic, machine-gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of supernatural arcane jargon, sharp, cynical, intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. She builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing tactical blueprints, deciphering forbidden, blood-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant vigilant isolation with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the city's truth-guarding spirits. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the city's secret, old-filled basements, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping figures into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp, analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes My Vampire an exceptional entry in the modern, dark paranormal romance canon is Everly's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven mortal whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, blood-bound data into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the vampire danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the building's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and urban mythic imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.